everybody. This is Pete, and welcome to the Daily Ukulele Adventure. This week we're going to be doing Away in a Manger. That was pretty good English, wasn't it? This week we're going to be doing Away in a... I just did it again. We're going to be doing Away in a Manger, and that's on page 296 of your Daily Ukulele book. If you're just joining us, basically what we do is each week we pluck a song out of the Daily Ukulele book, and I go through the music with you, and then I show you a beginner's version of the song, and I play that with you, and then I do a little bit more advanced version of the song, and I play that all the way through. So if you don't have a book and you would like to join along with us, they're available in a few different places. You can get them on Amazon or eBay, or even go to Miss Liz and Mr. Jim Beloff's webpage and order it from them. So we'd love to have you. Y'all just come on along and join the fun. Anyway, well, look, lots happened around here this week, and we've had a few things. We had a Christmas tree lighting. The town of Collierville, where we live, every year they about the Tuesday after Christmas, they light a Christmas tree in the middle of the town square, so that was a lot of fun. Had a little party over here, and then we all walked over in the cold and had hot chocolate and watched the tree lighting, and that was a lot of fun. And the other thing is, when we talk about the song Away in a Manger, I'm sure people immediately think of what the song represents as far as Christmas, and I understand that I'm supposed to do that too. But when I think of Away in a Manger, let me tell you what I think about. My two neighbors that live next to us, they're our buddies, and each year he goes out and he builds from scrap a manger scene, and he takes all different bits and pieces of wood, and he spends a day or two and he's out there nailing it all together, and then they put it up, and it's so cool because it's beautiful in its simplicity, and yet it's something that he put together from his heart. I mean, you don't get any better than that, And what's really cool about it is they have like a little thing that they do, him and his wife. And I'm going to tell you because I think it's really, really sweet, and I think it's really, really cool, and I think it's a testament to their faith. He puts this thing together, and he builds it every year, and sometimes it's a little different than the year before. It's not perfect. It's not supposed to be. And they go out and they set it up, and they have a light on it, and it's on top of a hill overlooking the main street that's out there. And what they do is they have it out there with a little empty manger with a light on it. And then Christmas morning, him and the missus go out, and they've got a little baby Jesus, and they've got it wrapped up in a little blue cloth, little swaddling cloth. And they go out there in the morning before the sun comes up, and they sit out there and they put the baby Jesus in the manger, and then they have like a little moment of prayer and a little moment of silence, and it just don't get no better than that. And they're called many things. They're called Papa and Mimi, and they're called Grandma and Grandpa and all that. But I'm just tickled because I get to call him my friend, and it's just something wonderful they do every year. And I'm sure everybody has their little rituals out there and things that they do for Christmas time, but that's something that you can't buy at a store, and I think there's a lesson to be learned there, But anyway, I tell you what, I got my music right here, and I got my ukulele right there, and I got my Santa potato head back there, and I think it's time to get into it. So next time you see me, we'll be looking at some music. Alrighty, let's get into it. All right, guys, here we are, and we're at the music, and I was going to tell you, as far as music goes, this is pretty straightforward, and it's actually a pretty easy song as far as for you beginners out there. You've got 4 chords to learn, and there's not a whole lot of incidentals in here. You've got one repeat down at the bottom, but let's kind of go through and see what raises any red flags here, just for things for you to look for. Don't forget, Mr. Jim's always nice, and he puts that first singing note in there. And so if you were looking at your ukulele, remember you would turn the uke towards you, and this would be the neck here. This would be the fingerboard, And these strings that go, those lines that go down, those are your strings, and the lines that go across, those are your frets. And if you look, that's your first string on a ukulele, and that's your third fret. And that right there is that note right there. That's your first singing note. So if you put your finger on the first string, third fret, it's going to make that sound, and that will be your first singing note right there. And the other things to look for, it says tenderly. And I interpret that as, playing very softly. And but there's not a whole lot to go through with the music. I mean, basically, it's really straightforward. You play through and you change your chords, and you play through all the way down to when you get down here to the bottom. When you get over to here, see, it's got a little repeat. That's really the only thing to look for, because it takes you all the way back to the beginning. And normally there would be another repeat sign to tell you to repeat here, but there's not, so I'm assuming that's what it means, is to come back up here to the beginning and play through. And you've got three verses to the song, but other than that, that's really all you need to look for. And so I'll tell you what, why don't we get to it and play some songs, and then on the more advanced, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what I did here, where I changed the chords to a different chord, and I'm going to show you why I did it. But anyway, as of right now, we're going to call this even, and I am going to see you and play some music. All right, let's get to it. All righty, y'all. Now, this is where we get to the beginner's segment, and we're going to go through the music, and I'm going to play it just about as simple as I can. And you beginners out there, it's really an easy piece of music. If you feel like it's too hard for you, the best thing I can tell you to do is slow down. And if you're in doubt, you're in trouble, you just stick out your thumb and strum. Just do downstrokes on there. And the easiest thing to tell you to do is just don't panic, relax, and just one strum at a time, and you'll get through it. Well, let's go to the music real quick. And let me remind you a couple things. Don't forget your singing note. It's right there. Mr. Jim gave it to you. Also, don't forget the 3 verses. You're going to go to the bottom of the music and go back to the top and start from there for your second and your third verses all the way to the end. And let's get to it. Don't forget tenderly. Now, this is 3/4 time. We haven't done that yet. But 3/4 time is like a waltz, if that helps. It's something like this. And 4/4 time, when you count it out, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 3/4 music is what we call around here dancing music. It's going to be more like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So when you're counting off the music in your head, or if you're looking at the music and you're singing it, just keep that in mind as you're singing it. That's the flow of the music. That's what it's going to be. And I'll try my best to do that for you. But here we go. Singing note. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Away in a manger, no crib for his bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep in the hay. The cattle are lowing, the poor baby wakes, but little Lord Jesus, no crying he makes. I love thee, Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my cradle till morning is nigh. Be near me, Lord Jesus, I ask thee to stay close by me forever and love me Bless all the dear children in thy tender care, and take us to heaven to live with thee there. Well, that wasn't so bad, was it? Now you can run it back as many times as you want to, and you can play with me and play along, and till you get her down, and then move on to the more advanced with me. All right. Next thing you're gonna do here is I'm gonna do a little section to show you how I interpreted the music for the next one, and then we'll get into it. So I'll see you there. Alrighty, y'all. Now this is the more advanced version here, and let me tell you what I did here. The 4 chords that you see in front of you, instead of me doing what I did the last couple of videos where I changed the tuning on the ukulele, I thought it'd be fun to show you how to transpose a song from one key to another. And Mr. Jim up in the front has given you some wonderful utilities up there for you to take advantage of. And one of them is he shows you how to transpose the key of a song. So what I did was I wrote down my chords, and if we go over here, see I've got my chords up here, I wrote them down, and then I went to the front of the book, and see I got my little fancy bookmark there. Hang on just a second, let's go to the front here. Alright, now I went to the front of the book, and what I did was I went to he's got a little place that shows you how to transpose your music. And y'all didn't see my dog over there just kind of do something kind of I wish y'all had seen that. Okay, anyway, sorry, got a little sidetracked there. Alright, so we're going to find those chords that we had in our song. See, there's F, B flat, C7, and G minor right there. Look at there. That is the key of F. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transpose it to the key of D. So wherever these chords are, we're going to choose the chord from that line, from that key. So wherever I had a F before, I'm now going to have a D. Wherever I had a B flat, I'm now going to have a G. C7 is going to be an A7. G minor is going to be an E minor. So over here, what I did was I wrote all those down, all my notes, and there they are. They're the B right there. F is D, B flat is G, C7 is A7, G minor is E minor, and I'm going to go back over here to my song, Away in a Manger, and what I did was, whatever that chord was supposed to be, I wrote it beside it, so I know when I play, that's what it's going to be. Now, I'll tell you something really neat about this book too, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to kind of finger through the book here for a second. But up here in the book where he shows you some really cool stuff, one of the other things that he does in here is he gives you chord charts. So in here, where it tells you to use a D after you've transposed it, if you don't know what the chord is, all you got to do is come up here and look. There's a D. So he shows you how to make the chords in a chord chart in the front of the book as well. So the big thing to remember is it's all here in the front of the book, whatever you need. You can change your chord, and if you have to, it's not that hard to draw that transposed chord over the top of the other one. Just do it in a way that you can understand it. Me, I just write the chord names down because I know what the chords are. So anyway, that's what I've done, and let's get to it and let's play it and let's see what you think. Anyway, see you in a minute. All right, now here we are at the more advanced section, and this is how I show you how I would play the song. And let me tell you, the main thing about this is once you learn the music, to make it exactly the way you want it, doesn't have anything to do with how I want it. Whole point is for you to learn it and play it the way you want it. You own it. I mean, that's what it's all about. And when I sit here and I show you how I would play something, I give you some ideas, but the ultimate reason that I do this is for you to have fun and for you to play it the way you want to play it. That's the bottom line. How good you are, how bad you are, it don't matter. The whole point is if you're singing it the way you want to sing it. That's what it's about. So let me tell you what I'm going to do with the music. I showed you how I transposed it, and I showed you how I changed keys. Don't forget when we go through the music that you're going to repeat back to the beginning and have 3 choruses. Now let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to change it up a little bit. That's what it's all about, right? I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm gonna start off by having a little intro, a little musical intro, and then I'm gonna do. I'll sing the first verse, and then I'll hum a little bit, and I'll come back and I'll probably sing the second verse, and then I'm gonna finish out the song by just playing part of a verse and see if I can finish it out that way. I don't know how it's gonna end. I mean, I've tried it a few times. I like it, but anyway. All right, now let's get to it. Away in a manger, no crib for his bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay, the little Lord Jesus asleep in the hay. The cattle are lowing, the poor baby wakes, but little Lord Jesus, no crying he makes. I love thee, Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my cradle till morning is nigh. Away in a manger, no crib for his bed. Anyway, that's what I was working on. I might do it a little bit different. I may come back and try a little bit different and post it on here and see if I can do that. But anyway, I hope you learned something. Hope you had some fun. I know I sure did. And Christmas is around the corner, so y'all get out there and get looking for some presents for people and try to do some volunteer work or check with your neighbor. Just see how they're doing. Anyway, y'all have a good week, and I'll see you next week. And I appreciate you watching. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good day now.
In a few seconds, we're going to count down from 10. We'll need everybody here to help us count down from 10 down to 1. We will light the square, and then Santa Claus is going to make his way to the gazebo, where he will visit with all the boys and girls till about 8:15 this evening. So this moment, help us count down from 10, and we will light the beautiful Carnival Town Square.
Here it comes.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Christmas tree! Christmas 2012!
Make sure you put on your special holiday specs. Get you some hot chocolate. Please say thank you.
Where?
Right over there.
You see a bird?
Good bird. All right, now let's go eat.
Let's go eat.
We hope to see you Friday night.